let's talk unis. It is June 30th. There's literally no news out. The coaches went on vacation.
We don't want to talk about where they went and grade their vacation trips.
Dude. Steely Mac. Eric is a great dude. Forget that nonsense. Let's talk uniforms. We're going to play a game. You guys ready to play a game?
I love it.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm stealing this from the Sky U Pod. I loved it. The Sky U Pod did a Big Ten uniform draft. Except I thought we're going to expand this. So, we are going to pick one uniform from each Power 4 conference and one from the group of 5. So you'll have 5 uniforms in your group okay? It cannot be Ohio State, because if we pick Ohio State, whoever gets Ohio State gets to pick first is going to win this thing. So that you can't do that. We're not allowed to pick the team up north because, well, we're not. No one would anyways. So we're not going to do that, okay? And you're not allowed to pick Notre Dame because they're an independent. So where would you put them? So one Big Ten, one SEC, one ACC, one Big 12, and one group of 5. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you pick them, but when you pick them, you can't pick another one from that conference or group. And once they're gone, us other two can't pick them either.
Oh,
yeah.
I misunderstood a little bit. Okay, that's okay. I've got some backups.
Okay, you better. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take Chris's 5, JR's 5, and my 5, and we're going to throw it out there for everybody to vote on Twitter on who had the best uniform combination of teams based off of who we chose, okay? And again, we're taking out all Buckeye bias and Michigan hate so that we make sure it's as completely fair as possible. Now, here's how we're going to do this.
But Eric, can I interject one question real quick?
Sure.
Can 2 people pick the same team as long as they don't pick the same uniform?
No. Different teams.
That stinks.
Yep, making it hard on you guys. And here's how we're going to do this. We're going to snake draft it. And is Sean still in the chat?
Sean's still there. He was taking care of an issue with as a moderator.
Okay, cool.
Well done, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Sean, you get to pick the draft order. So, who's picking first, Sean? Who's picking second? And who's picking third? Let us know. Sean had no idea I was going to call on him to do this.
Oh, man. Who just hooked Sean up yesterday? Let's see.
Is it an advantage to pick first, though?
No. When you're only 3 people, I think that third spot's the most coveted.
The worst is second by far.
Yeah.
So we're waiting on
we're
Sean
telling Sean to put his draft order who he hates most. Yeah, Sean. JR is Buckeye friendly. Listen to Devin.
Listen to Devin trying to convince Sean who to go with here. Chris,
hey, yes.
Eric, and JR. So he put me in the worst spot.
Hey, you don't even have a Buckeye top 3. That's what you get, Eric.
All right. So Chris gets to pick first. Chris, where you going? Who you're going with? Who has the best uniform outside of Ohio State, the team up north, or Notre Dame in all of college football? You get to choose.
Dude, I gotta go. I gotta go Oregon and get the Big Ten off the board now for me. You know,
which
I love
one? Oh my gosh!
Well, see, this is the thing. I love their green and yellow, but I don't know if you guys have seen the new Fly Area uniforms they got coming out. That are the black with the white and the green trim. Dude, those are awesome. I would take either one of those in a heartbeat. That's why I asked about if you could pick the same team for 2 different people if they went different uniforms, but Oregon for me.
Okay. So I get to go second here, so I get to pick my top one that is not basically not any of those 4. I'm going with Ole Miss. Those powder blues are gorgeous. That is a beautiful color combination. The powder blue, the red, the white. And when they wear those powder blues, I think they pop.
You know, the only thing that
Yes.
would make it
Hey,
better,
I
though, is if they
actually
went
agree
powder
with Blue
blue on the
Wolverine
helmet.
on this. Blue Wolverine, you and I agree completely on this one. Maryland's helmets are the worst
Maryland's got the
helmet
worst uniforms in
in
the
college
Big Ten.
football.
You guys
The
don't like the
worst.
script?
Oh,
Hideous.
You're talking about it's like 4 different things on their helmet.
Oh, I just like the script writing. I don't remember what's over the top.
Oh, it's awful.
I wasn't going to pick them, but I like the script, like Terps or whatever. I think the script is nice.
All right, you get the next 2 picks, JR.
Okay, so hold on, just to be sure. You said Ole Miss,
Yep.
and Chris said
Oregon.
So you can't pick SEC, and Chris can't pick Big Ten.
Big
All
Ten.
right. Give me, for Big 12, the Colorado all whites. Oh, my word. Those things are nice. The ice outs. I love the Colorado all whites. And then, let's see.
We agree.
I got to
on that
pick
one,
my
JR.
G5 because there aren't very many G5 uniforms that I like.
Agree.
So I'm going to go with, it's on a lot of lists, so I was concerned you guys might go for it if you were reading some lists like I had to do for G5 ones. But the Florida International, their Miami Vice.
Their Miami jersey. Oh,
the black
it's beautiful.
and the purple together. The purple just pops off of it. I love it. So, yeah, I'll take Florida International, Miami Vice, and the Colorado all whites.
2 really nice picks, JR. Yeah,
Thank you.
if you've never seen, if you guys never seen the Florida International's Miami jerseys, because those things are absolutely gorgeous. They are the coolest things. Sean, $5 holler. Eric, I wish you would have told me second was the worst pick before I typed it in. It's okay, brother, man. It's all right. I'm already gonna beat these guys. I can tell you why, because my next pick's also a beautiful thing, and I get to go right now. So I know that a lot of people don't like this team, and I get it, and I understand why. Probably mostly because of basketball, but North Carolina's jerseys are. If you can't take a better basketball looking jersey and try to make a football jersey with it than that. And if you're a basketball guy like JR and I, the North Carolina jersey is iconic, man. I think it's the best basketball jersey out there. And their football jerseys kind of match it. I love the North Carolina jersey. And I think North Carolina, when they come to the Big Ten, them and Ohio State, when those 2 teams go up against one another on the field, they're going to look good. They're going to look good on TV. I got UNC.
Well, I'll tell you what. I might as well
Classic,
go
Aaron.
ACC as well here.
All right.
And I'm going to go with the garnet and gold, man. Give me Florida State. Don't give me that ugly turquoise crap they're wearing now, though. Oh, my God. Have you seen that stuff yet? That is hideous. But give me the classic garnet and gold, man. I think it's a great uniform. And then for my group of 5, I'm going to go ahead and throw that one out there now, too. You know what? Mello, you're going to be happy. I'm doing this for my boy Sarge. I got to go with Army. Give me those Army, the traditional gold and blacks.
Okay. I'm writing this down. So to reiterate where we're at, I believe we have, Chris, you have Florida State, Army, and Oregon. All right. I have Ole Miss, North Carolina, and give me UCLA.
You got this thing going with powder blue, don't you, Eric?
It's beautiful. Think about it. UCLA's jerseys are awesome. Are they not cool?
It's absolutely beautiful if you're a girl.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The gold,
blue.
the blue, the North Carolina blue? The Ole Miss blue, I got the blue all-star, like the powder blue all-star teams of jerseys. And you guys have just handed them to me. Thank you.
Well, I didn't think you would go for UCLA. I wanted to pick UCLA, but I was like, oh, he's already got a powder blue Ole Miss. Like, surely he's not going to go a powder blue UCLA, but you did.
I did. I'm going to keep going with them too.
So we can't pick Ohio State, correct?
Nope. You cannot.
Darn, because those all grays and those whiteouts.
They would have went off the
really
board
nice.
first, JR.
Yeah, and they would have won, so it wasn't even fair.
Yeah, they were nice. All right. For the SEC, give me the Tennessee All Blacks. I really like the All Black with the highlight of the orange. It kind of reminds me of the Miami Vice, Florida International ones as well. So I don't know if you guys have seen those, but those things are pretty sick. Let's see. That was my SEC. And then you guys have already both taken your Big Ten already, so I'm just going to do my ACC. A very underrated uniform in the ACC with them being a new member, but I love the traditional aspects of the SMU uniforms. The little script Dallas across the chest. They have the pony inside. What is that? Is that a D on their helmet? I love the blue stripes with the white. I really like the SMU uniforms. Nice little traditional thing. I feel like I'm going kind of new age stuff with the Florida International and the Tennessee. So I'll go a little bit more traditional with the SMU uniforms from ACC.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Big 12, and I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Ah!
Love the all black. I love the tiger tears that they have. It's a beautiful uniform, and it's mean looking, and I made Chris mad, so that makes me happy.
You did. You really, really did there. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to go to.
You get to finish it off here, Chris.
I do.
You've got ACC, Big 10.
I need SEC
G5,
and Big 12.
You got it.
Big 12. You know what? Big 12. Give me the new Baylor Blacks.
Ooh, okay.
I'll go with the new Baylor Blacks. And then for my SEC, man, I don't have anything really loud. I need something loud. Give me the Kentucky Blues with the checkerboard sleeves.
Okay. You got it. Kentucky Blues. All right. If I could spell Kentucky right. There we go. All right, Chris. So that means you're done.
Yep.
Your list consists of Florida State, Kentucky, Baylor, Oregon, and Army. Mm-hmm. I have to pick a G5. I'm going with the boys with the blue turf, keeping the blue thing. I'm going to go with Boise State. They were the first kind of real different looking helmets. If you remember, they went with the Mustang head on the side on one side. I like orange and blue. I think that color combination usually doesn't work, but it seems to pop for them. I like that. So I'm going to go with Boise State, and that gives me North Carolina, Ole Miss, Cincinnati, UCLA, and Boise State. Chris or JR, you pick last. You currently have SMU, Tennessee, Colorado, Florida International. You need a Big Ten.
Well, it only makes sense for me to take my second favorite Big Ten team with the uniform. I do like the white helmet with that red R. There is something about how big that R is and just how nice and clean it looks. And they do have a black alternate that I also am pretty fond of. The red outline on the letter, I think, pops out well. It's not quite as nice as the Miami Vice or the Tennessee All Blacks, but I do find it to be a nice uniform. It's hard. There's no UCLA, Oregon, Ohio State. I would never pick Michigan up there. Sorry, Jason. But, not many options left in the Big Ten. I'll go with something simple, Rutgers.
You could have made Dylan very happy right there and went with Purdue.
I don't like Purdue's uniforms.
I like
Well, nobody
don't
likes
mean it
anything about
personally.
Purdue except for Dylan.
I do like Dylan. I don't really like their uniforms. I don't like the way the P is on the helmet. I don't know. It just
no one chose Penn State.
oh, yuck.
It's iconic.
I don't care.
No one chose Alabama. That's also iconic. That's interesting.
I-
All right,
Just
for
because
funsies.
iconic doesn't mean it's good.
True. All right, for funsies, and then we're going to turn it over to the chat to finish off the show. Best Ohio State alternate uniform. You can only pick one. Because let's be honest. Ohio State's classic uniform with the gray sleeves is by and far the most beautiful uniform in the world ever made, ever designed. They should have never went away from it to begin with. But JR, what is the best Ohio State alternate uniform? The numero uno. Which one?
Yeah, I'll go with Tyler. It's the all whites, those iced out whites, similar to the Colorado all whites. I mean, when they put those puppies on for the first time, I mean, I wanted those to be the new away uniforms every single time. And I'm a traditionalist when it comes to Ohio State uniforms. I haven't liked when they wore the bowling balls and when they wore the all grays and stuff like that. Now the lighter grays, those were nice. I really enjoyed those, but not the dark. I don't know if that's what Mello means, is the all gray, the dark ones. I personally didn't like those. Yeah, I think the ones last year were nice, but yeah, I'll have to take the all whites that they wore recently.
That's me, man. I love the all gray jersey they wore last year. I've always loved it when Ohio State's basketball team was their I call it silver, but all gray uniform. Yeah. And when they went with that look for the football team, I was like, yes. I've been dying for that for years. I have an old AJ Hawk jersey that I couldn't fit into if my life depended on me. That was an all gray uniform that was just kind of knockoff throwaway jersey someone made for trying to make money, and I love that doggone thing. It was beautiful, and I was like, I wish they would go with these one day, and they finally did. Last year's jerseys were beautiful. What about you, Chris? What is the best Ohio State alternate uniform? The way you're looking, you're going to totally poo-poo this question.
Give me the blackout, man. Give me the traditional blackout jerseys. I love them. There's just something about when they go, you have a night game, you got Ohio State in the traditional blackout jersey, just something intimidating about it. I don't feel like white's intimidating. I don't feel like gray's overly intimidating. The black is intimidating.
I want Ohio State to put the LED lights in to where they can change the colors at night, like a lot of stadiums are doing now. Mm-hmm. And we do an all scarlet game at night once a year. We call it a bloodbath.
I was getting ready to ask what you guys thought about those all scarlet uniforms because they're not my favorite, but
they're not them. Mine either. But if you use it with the theme where everybody wears scarlet at night, and you can turn the right lights red when they come onto the field, and you give it a theme like it's a bloody massacre or the bloodbath in Columbus or whatever, people will get behind that. That would be cool, man.
That would be really cool.
All right. Worst uniform in college football. The absolute worst one. Do any of you have an idea on what you think is the worst uniform in college football? Oregon's pink when they do the pink? Or is it flat out Wyoming? Come on. Wyoming's are terrible.
I don't know. I might vote
brown
for that.
And yellow?
The brown. Yeah,
come on.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. I'll tell you what, a close third to those two might be those new Florida State turquoise uniforms. Those are just awful. But yeah,
they do have like a meaning with them, so I kind of
I do.
That,
I understand.
But yeah, you're right. It's not a powder blue. Yeah.
But Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they're like a maroon and orange.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
not a good
it's a color scheme that shouldn't work, but I kind of feel like it does. But
Coconut, he disagrees with me. He says Wyoming's dope. And then we're getting a lot of these. Xichigan, without a doubt. Yeah, we hate the colors because we just hate them. I get it.
And they took the helmet sticker thing. They had to take helmet stickers and start putting them on. Ohio State had them, so they had to do it.
What about you, JR? What do you think? What's the worst one, man?
Oh, I don't know if it's the worst one, but the worst change for 2024 was TCU. Did you guys see what they went to? They had like the Horned Frog aspects to their uniforms,
Yeah.
and they just completely got rid of it and just went like plain purple and plain white. Like, what in the world? Like, I don't know. Like, you had something unique about your uniform that fit your mascot, and then you were like, here's our new uniforms. Nothing unique. All purple. It's like, so, I mean, they're probably not the worst uniforms, but I still think back to that. Like, that was such a stupid decision by them.
I don't like San Diego State's because remember when they had the faded helmet where it was like red, it would fade to black?
Oh.
I hated that. I didn't like that at all.
A lot of people didn't like the, or I guess I should say a lot of Minnesota fans didn't like the chrome helmets that Minnesota wore. They got rid of them this year. I don't think they're wearing them anymore. I always kind of liked the chrome, personally, but they didn't seem to like them very much.
So I just want to throw this out to the chat. Yes, we all hate scum blue. We hate scum white. We hate scum yellow. If it has anything to do with scum, we hate it. It is awful. It's terrible, and no one ever wants to see it again.
As Blue Wolverine has his comment on the screen.
Yeah. What a good sport for putting up with some of our disdain for all things team up north.
We're entertaining. Yeah. That's the upside.
Yep. Donald Hoffer or Navy's uniforms. I have many reasons.
Donald's an Army guy, isn't he?
Probably because he's in the Army with Aaron and those two. Yeah, I got you. I follow you.
How about the orange Tennessee uniforms? Those things are just hideous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Didn't you pick them?
No, the black ones.
Oh well, I mean,
not the bright
orange. I
actually
just did that.
I don't like
highlighter.
Hey, I think Tennessee orange against UNC blue jerseys would pop. That would pop.
That would pop.
Yeah.
Might burn my eyes.
But I agree. Florida jerseys are ugly. Florida's colors. Like seriously, Florida has the same color scheme as Boise, but doesn't it work for Boise and not for Florida? Like it totally works for Boise. Yes, I agree with you, Rick. Tennessee's gray uniforms are.
Those are sharp.
He said snappy. I was gonna say ugly. I don't like them at all.
I don't remember those.
It's like a duller gray or darker dull gray. Yeah, look them up. No, I'm not a fan of them.
Oh, okay.
He thinks they're snappy.
I do remember those now.
Rick says they're snappy. I disagree, Rick. I don't like them at all.
They're interesting. They're like a light
I'm sure
gray.
Vol fanatics will agree with you. They probably think they're snappy.
It's like a light gray and then a hard line into a darker gray. It's interesting.
He just disagreed with me.
Just because the Tennessee uniforms are that creamsicle orange doesn't mean that they are the Buccaneers. That's all I'm going to say.
These guys are hoping for that. Jerseys, man.
These guys are hoping for that success, but it's just not happening, you know?
All right, guys. So you've just watched the video where we were talking about uniforms. It's a couple days after. We have the results, Chris. So let's jump right into these results for everybody. Just as a reminder of who we chose, I had UCLA, Ole Miss, North Carolina, Cincinnati, and Boise State. Chris, you chose Oregon, Kentucky, Florida State, Baylor, and Army. And JR, for some unforeseen reason outside the fact that he's a closet Rutgers fan, chose one of the ugliest jerseys in the Big Ten in Rutgers, Tennessee, SMU, who's new to the ACC, Colorado, who's new to the Big 12, and Florida International because they do have the sweetest Miami Vice jerseys. And Chris, just again to reiterate for everybody, we chose one team from the Big Ten, not named Ohio State, the team up north. You weren't allowed to choose Notre Dame. We chose one team from the SEC, one from the ACC, one from the Big 12, and one G5 school. We threw these on Twitter, Chris, and here were the results. JR received 19% of the vote. So obviously JR and all his family voted for him. Chris, I beat you by just the slightest of margins, 42.9% to 38.1%. And if I'm not mistaken, it was literally just a couple votes, Chris.
I want to know who voted for these powder blue pansies. That's what I want to know.
What are you talking about? Powder blues.
The powder
Next to
blue
Scarlet
pansies.
Gray?
That's what your team is made up of, powder blue pansies. Come on.
Wait a second. Cincinnati's not powder blue.
That's the only team in there with a respectable uniform. That's what I was going to take.
Well, what did we miss? What was some great uniforms that you love that you think we should have chosen? Again, we weren't allowed to choose Ohio State. We weren't allowed to choose the team up north. We weren't allowed to choose Notre Dame because they're an independent and they need to join a conference. But who did we miss? Who has the ugliest uniforms in college football? Do you agree with me? Is it Wyoming? Is it Virginia Tech? As someone brought up in the chat? Is it someone else? Someone in the SEC who's got like Mississippi State and they're all maroon uniforms. Are those ugly? What do you think? And then again, what is your favorite Ohio State alternate jersey? With the caveat that we all agree the best jersey is simply the scarlet and gray with the gray sleeves. We all know that. It's beautiful.
It is.
Picture perfect. But in the day and age we live, everybody's got to have an alternate jersey these days. So all gray, all black, all scarlet, all white. Which one is it? We want to know from you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Really do appreciate all of you. And if you haven't, become a member. It's only $3.99 a month. A lot of good stuff coming your way. And very soon, we're going to be giving away some autographed merchandise that this guy and I picked up at a camp in the month of July to members only starting this Friday. So make sure you're a member and you're signed up before the end of this Friday. Chris, you got anything, buddy?
Powder blue pansies.
Till next time. OH!
IO.
Go Bucks.